more healing, and we'll get started soon. But I wanted to, and I don't know if I showed this screen earlier because I'm kind of as I was rushing around. I just want to let people know with the healing resort, we're doing a lot of little things right now with it. It's not my main thing, so I'm still taking individual clients in Oakville. That's the main thing. And we're running retreats when we can here, when we have enough people, and when my time's available, and it's ease and flow, we're doing that. And then we're using the property for other things as well. So it's lovely. It's a lovely place to be. And I did have a few people reach out and say, Brenda, I would love to come, but the funds aren't there. And that, of course, is kind of something that's happening in a lot of situations because for whatever reason, you could be ill or you could have lost your job or for whatever reason, or you have to be a caregiver for someone. So just so you know, if you're interested in coming to the resort, talk to me. Funds or no funds, we can work something out so you can come, relax, heal, reconnect, because I know that's kind of when we need it the most. And I've had many people help me out in my darkest days, and we'd like to extend that to others as well. So if you're something you see does kind of pique your interest, let me know, and I'm sure we can come up with something that's not stressful because we don't want to be stressed out when we're not feeling our best. But in the meantime, we'll continue doing these free calls. They are available to anyone, client or not a client, because they work. Group healing works. The neat thing is, I've had some retreats where I've done group healings and no individual sessions. And some people have said, well, they would have liked an individual session. And I get that. One-on-ones are really nice. But in reality, when we're all coming together and our energies coming together as one, it is actually a magnified energy. So we're all kind of contributing to our healing. And then we want to be in the receiving end of the healing. So a lot of us can give, but it's hard for us to receive. And I was one of those. I've learned to receive over time. It's something that's learned, something that you kind of have to say, hey, I'm ready to receive, give permission to receive. And, sometimes we have barriers up or subconscious thoughts where this isn't working, it's not working for me, I keep attending, but I'm not getting this, or I'm meditating, it's not working, or I'm reading this book and it says it's going to work and it's not working. We all have our own soul's journey. We all have our own resistance, and we have a lot of things running in the background. And a lot of you know that my journey's been it's been a long one. And a lot of the stuff that I was dealing with was hiding in the background. I wasn't thinking those thoughts about myself. I wasn't stopping myself from getting better. But there are these patterns of belief way in the background saying, hey, you're not good enough. So, what do we have that hides in the background? Well, it's things like, I don't deserve to heal. I don't deserve to be healthy. I don't deserve to allow. I'm not good enough. I don't give myself permission. I'm paying off a karmic debt, therefore I don't deserve to be good or happy in this lifetime. There are many different things. It's not safe. I say, let's say I heal and my perceptions change and I change. Well, who am I going to be? So that's scary. So if I'm a person who's talking negative all the time and I have my story and this is the way life was and this person did this to me and that person did that to me and that's what I know, and I'm going to start healing and that chatter is going to stop, well, then who am I going to be? So change is scary. So a lot of the not moving forward comes from our own, it comes from our own issues, our own patterns, our own belief systems. A lot of the time, we're the ones that get in the way of our healing. So sometimes we're our own worst enemy. And I raise my hand very humbly saying, yeah, that was Brenda. Brenda Ferrugia didn't think she was worthy enough to heal, didn't think she was good enough to have this. So that was my journey. And it's not that I'm 100% fixed. I'm a lot better. I'm allowing now. I'm having fun. I realize what everything is, why things happen. But we can chip away at our issues for the rest of our life, and that's okay. Some say that journeys can happen from 2 to 3 lifetimes. So there's no rush to get through everything. Just go at your own pace. But if you start to work on yourself, you're going to notice two things. You're either going to notice that you are changing. And if you look back and say, oh my goodness, over the last 2 weeks, I was less irritated by people who usually irritated me. Or when I went to the grocery store, I felt less fear. Or when I went here, people smiled at me that don't usually smile. So you want to look at the little things and notice them, because that's how we heal. So a lot happens in our field, but it doesn't really show up in our physical life all at once. They're very tiny little changes. Oh, I'm sleeping better. I'm eating better. I feel calmer. My mind's not as unfocused as it usually is. I'm focusing more. I'm talking clearer. I'm walking straighter. Like there's so many different things. It could be a physical change. My body's hurting less. All those things. I'm eating healthy. Sometimes healing has us eating healthy. So you look at slight changes that are happening week for week, and you take them and you can note them down and say, I am grateful for these. So you want to take those little wins and say, I am improving. When you acknowledge you are improving, the universe, your guides get, yay, she's noticing, he's noticing. They're going to give you more healing. If an event comes and presents itself and it's not nice, that is generally a gift from the universe, from God, from your guides, something you need to heal. So if you're going to see somewhere for healing, or you're doing a meditation, or you're doing whatever, you can't just package up all that stuff and just throw it out the window and say, okay, I'm done, I'm healed. You're going to release things that you no longer need, that are no longer serving you. Yes. So it could be cords, it could be ties with something, all this dark, dense energy that's in the way, things like that. But if you're meant to learn something, if there's something that you need to learn, it's not just going to get thrown out of your field. It's something that the universe is going to keep presenting, saying, here it is again. It's that a different experience, same different faces, but the same kind of pattern. It's going to keep coming up. Whether it's, I have financial problems, I have health problems, I have this, I have that, I don't get along with people at work. Go change your job. You're not going to get any better with a new job, because it's you that's bringing you to that job. The universe is giving you this beautiful experience saying, hey, look at yourself. What do you need to heal so you can move forward? And then checkbox. And when you get a checkbox and you meet that experience that you came to learn, then it kind of just fades out of your field. So there's no magic wand to healing. All healing is a space that is created for your higher self to take whatever it can to release what you no longer need, what is no longer serving you, what is holding you back, but lessons you've already learned, that stuff's ready to go. But there's things that are going to hang around because those are your learning lessons. And I just recently learned another big learning lesson. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this one has presented itself since I've been aware of healing, 13 years. And I just looked at it in the face for the very first time in a different angle, saying, why does this keep showing up? And wow, when I said, like, show me the truth, what am I missing here? And then they just, I guess I was ready to know, I was ready to let it go. And I'm like, wow, I've been missing it all that time. So it can be frustrating for sure, because I'm healing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm meditating, I'm doing all those right things. Why aren't I getting better? Well, there are things that were still getting better in my life. Don't get me wrong. A lot was changing, but this scenario was still there. And now I know there's other things that are going to present themselves, because as you learn something, there's the next level. It's almost like a video game when you think about it. Anyone ever played Mario Brothers, when you conquer one planet and you go to the next level and the next level, and that's how I look at it. Like, oh wow, I just shifted. I I met that lesson. I understood it for the very first time. I really felt the release of it. I feel lighter. How many times have I told my kids or friends, guys, I just had this huge shift. It was amazing. And like, again, you say that every few months. And yeah, it's true, because I'm always looking at with him, like, why are these relationships the way they are? What is going on here? What did I do today to have that? And sometimes, we're co-creating. So if that person came into my life and I'm learning something and something, they said something to me, I'm like, wow, this is a beautiful lesson. Um, Not to take things personally, but I don't take anything personally, but I do look at it and say, okay, why did that situation come into my life? What do I need to learn? It's usually a beautiful learning that came out of it. So don't be discouraged. Don't be frustrated. Of course, we all have those human emotions, but humanity is going through something so beautiful right now. We, as a human consciousness, has actually created the fear, the worry, the sadness, the duality that's on earth. One, we came here to experience. And without having the bad, how do you know you have it good? And actually, that, like, I think a lot of us can say that. Like, for me, I'm in a really nice relationship now, wonderful relationship. I'm very happy, but I would have never known that relationship to be as good as it is if I didn't have the duality of what wasn't good. So, I bless those relationships because they taught me, like, wow, this is a great relationship. I'm going to nurture it. I'm going to love it. I'm going to be thankful for it. And every day I tell my partner, I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. And I thank God and the universe every day that I finally made it in a nice relationship. But thank you for all those experiences, because I needed to go through that to get to here. We don't necessarily have to suffer to get to the next level, but I always feel that I'm very hard headed. I have a lot of resistance. So unfortunately, I need to go through a lot of experiences to chip away before I get it. And like, people around me get it before I get it. But I have to experience things in my own way. I have to heal them in my way. So, that's just the way I am. Some people move faster. I was more of a gradual person who had to go through the experience, let it go. All right, did I really understand it? Did it really happen? Okay, I didn't do good. Okay, it's coming back again. It's coming back. But when you're on the other side of it, like, wow, that was kind of a beautiful lesson. And the journey's the fun part. So we can set goals and say, I want to be here. But once you get there, then you set a new goal. That's how we work, right? It's humanity. I'm here and I want to learn this and I want to do that. So we're always moving, we're always growing, we're always changing for those who really work on themselves. And something I really, I learn something new every day. And I did what I would call a lot of self-help over the years. And what self-help is like, you're living in a house and you're redesigning the inside of the house. You're getting new furniture, you're switching things around because you have this, like, your self-help, you're changing. It comes to a point where if you continue to do self-help, working on yourself, you're going to get to a point where you're going to change, like the alchemy of change, like real change, huge changes. It's like, I no longer live in this house. I am now moving into a different house. And I'm going to explain it as, let's say I lived in a basement apartment and I started doing self-healing. Now, this is all an analogy. I'm not saying it, they're not taking, I'm just showing this as an example from one that I find kind of easier to understand. So I live in a basement apartment. It's a nice basement apartment. But as I start to self-heal, well, I buy new furniture, I rearrange things, I make it more inviting, I might paint it differently. That's self-help. We're changing, we're getting better. But if you continue to break patterns, to break the self-sabotaging, I'm not good enough patterns, to find that self-love, and you're chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, what happens is you change into, it's like alchemy, it's change. When we do that, we then leave the basement apartment and now we go into, say, the penthouse. Now we're on the 22nd floor. Now, oh, we're on the 20th, and it can happen very fast for some, but what happens if it happens fast, we can't handle it. Someone's like, oh my gosh, I'm on the 22nd floor. Hold on a second. I got to go back to my basement apartment because I forgot something. So what we do is we go back to that vibration, we go back to that ways of thinking, back to those experiences, stay there for a while because we're comfortable, because living up there, that change is so scary. So I want to go back to the base. Okay, then there's something that says, okay, I want to continue with my change. I'm going to go back to my penthouse apartment. Oh, wait a second. I forgot something from my basement. So what happens is we kind of go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then sometimes that change is too big. So we're more comfortable in the basement. Now the basement doesn't have the nicest view, but it's not that bad. It's what I know. I know the neighbors there. I know the place. It's comfortable. When I go to the 22nd floor, yeah, it's beautiful. And I can see a bigger view of what everything is, but it's different. And that difference kind of scares me. So we kind of go back and forth. It's just like, say, a woman or a man living in a house with their spouse, but they're a doormat. They're submissive. They listen. They're in that relationship out of fear, whatever it is. They're just doing life. They're doing life. They're not happy, whatever. And they have this huge shift. They walk into the house and they see their family waiting for dinner or whatever. And the person says, okay, guys, you know what? This is the new me. I love you guys so much, but get your own dinner because I'm taking care of myself, and just walk up. Now the people are going to look at you like, what the heck just happened? Well, you've changed. Now, if you can manage to keep that change, you are doing that family of yours a service, because their higher selves are like applauding you. Yay. The little selves, oh my goodness, why is my dinner ready? Why it's changing? The routine's changing. What's going on? I don't like this. But that change in you, where you're in your light, you're in your power, you're moving forward, stimulates them to grow. So, well, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, this is a big change. Things are right. But what happens is that person who made the change feels the resistance, and the little self gets scared, and they go back to doing the same routine. And oh, I remember that day when I came in, I said, it felt so good inside. It's like I had a fire inside. But how do you maintain that? It's human nature to go back into the old, go back into what's familiar. How many times when you change and you want to move forward and you meet one of your friends and they talk about the old times, how your ex treats you, how this, like, I grew out of that. So why? Or, oh, remember what you used to do at work? Remember what you used to be? Remember what you used to be? Okay, yeah, I remember what I used to be, but I'm not that person anymore. I am a new person. I want to talk about what my future holds, the excitement I have for life, the love I have for myself now. So I am in this new vibration. I'm in the new penthouse. I'm in my new life. And it's like the old life is calling you back by the conversations we have, by our uncomfortable feelings about being there. We come back. So the self, a lot of people will say, I've been doing this for so long and I'm not moving forward. Are you really giving yourself the permission to go forward? Are there sabotaging blocks in the way? All those things can stop us from moving forward. So today, when you are doing the healing, you may want to send an extra intention today to say, I'm ready to let go of the blocks, the resistance, the patterns, the beliefs that are stopping me from moving forward. Change is uncomfortable. Even though it's positive, even though it's good, your body might hurt. Your mind's going to talk you out of it. When you're going to make a huge shift, our ego, the dense energy, we all have duality, the negativity inside of us will give us all reasons to stop. Your body might ache. Oh, this is a big one when people are starting to lose weight and they're shifting, because the way people can get into that self-help, that change, they can go in it from many different ways. They can go through from energy work, meditation, eating right, exercise. One thing shifts, they all kind of start to fall into place. So the person who goes to Weight Watchers feeling great, telling them, I'm not feeling so great, my body's feeling great, ask them what's going to happen in 3 weeks. Oh, I stopped going. My body was hurting. I had the flu. That's just your body will play tricks on you. Your mind will play tricks on you to stop you from changing, because it doesn't want to change, because change is scary. So I know I get a lot of people saying they're frustrated. There's this or that. Everything's coming at them. It feels like every time they make 2 feet forward. It's like all this heaviness comes over them and they can't do anything. It's just keep moving forward. Work on you. You are the most important thing. Give yourself at least 15 minutes a day to work on yourself, whether it's affirmations. Affirmations, I've had someone tell me, I have many people say affirmations don't work. Oh, they work. They are powerful. The thing is, your mind's going to tell you they don't work. So fight that. I am beautiful. I am healthy. I am strong. I am abundant. I am love. I am compassion. My kids are happy and thriving. My partner loves me. My this and that. Say those positive words, because what you put out to the universe, you get back. And then that voice in your head is going to say, be quiet. That's not true. You sound stupid, blah, blah, blah. No, ignore that. That is false. Humanity has created all this negativity. Look at it as for what it is. It is false. None of this is real. All that bad stuff we're seeing is not real. So you don't want to fight against it. You don't want to ignore it. You just want to look at it and say, you're not real. So every time I get a negative thought, I say, you're false. And I ask the angels to come in and dissolve it with love and light. Now, when I see something like what's going on in the world, all the chaos, yes, that is what's happening, but it's not always going to be like that. I'm not going to say, oh, well, war is what it is. It's always been here. It's never going to go away. I'm just going to ignore it, but it's always going to be here. That's just humanity is. Humanity gossips. Humanity's mean. There's competition. It's never going to go. That is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. Why would you even say that and keep that in your reality when you just look at all that nasty stuff that we don't like and say, you are false. The light can illuminate anything over time. Yeah, there's a lot of thousands of years of this stuff, but don't ignore it. Don't give it power. Just say you're leaving. You are leaving this planet. We created you. We're going to uncreate you with love, because love dissolves everything. That power, that connection, that light inside of us is so powerful. And it doesn't matter if you're listening to me, a book, whatever. What are they saying in the end? You're the powerful person. You are a very powerful being. That's what the masters came here to teach us. We are powerful. So if you have a negative thought, just say it's false. Start like that. You are false. If it says you're stupid, no. I am intelligent. I am smart. I am kind. And I don't care if you were 2 years old and someone said this to you and said that to you. That's done. That's the past. Let it go. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am smart, and I'm going to make it. And I'm going to shine my light for those who can't. So as we wake up and shine our light, we're helping others dissolve the darkness around them, because the darkness is really false. So when you're in it, it feels real. I've been there. I get it. But when you're on the other side of it, nothing scares me anymore. And when I have a negative thought, I just say, okay, that's it. You're false. And I look at the person in a different way. I look at them in their divinity. It doesn't matter who they are. I never put another person in darkness, because I cannot be in the light and hold someone in the darkness. Everything needs to be in the light, because we all come from the same place. We're all creations of God's source, divinity. It's just some of us are more far removed from it and forgot. Doesn't mean they're less important. Doesn't mean they're less powerful. Doesn't mean they're less good. It just means they're just a little bit off track. So you hold them in the light, you hold yourself in the light, and you move forward in love and light. And you'll see your life will change. Don't give up on yourself. I know it's frustrating. I know it's long. A lot of us have been going at this for a while and saying, okay, when does it end? I know, everyone says it. How many times do I hear a week? I've asked several times to leave this planet. I get it. It's tough. We're in duality. We're in this ascension process. We are healing at many different levels. We're going deep into the cellular level. So work on yourself. Don't give up. And the world needs your light right now. So do not give up, no matter what those voices in your head or others tell you. You are important. So with that in mind, with that love flowing, all that good stuff, we're going to get into the healing. Because that's what we're here for, really, right? In essence. So the way this will work is I will put on music. If you don't like the music, just turn off your speaker. You don't have to listen to my music. I might wave my hands. That's just because I feel the energy and I'm just kind of moving it and I'm working with my guides to do what I do. You might feel nothing during it. You might feel tingling. Some people say the healing part, they like the talking part, but the healing part is too hard for them. It's too powerful for them. And I get that it can come across that way because some people are very sensitive, but I always truly believe what you're getting is what your higher self is allowing. So I can't force anything. We're all creating this beautiful energy together. What you take from it is for you. If you are a sensitive person and it is too much, you may want to drop off the call at that point and just go into a meditation and just ask for a little bit that you can handle. But in the end, when you talk to your guides, you can say, hey, it's a little too intense. Tone it down, please. I can't handle that. And they're working on you in silos. Everyone's getting their own healing. Your healing is not affected from someone else's. They kind of put that there's an extra protection out there, so you're working on your own stuff. So if you have that sensitivity, it feels too strong, ask them, hey, tone it down. It's too fast for me. And if it's not fast enough, ask them, hey, turn it up. I want it faster. So we can work with them, and I give them permission or ask them, and we give them direction on what we want. Otherwise, feel they know what we need the best, but we do have say in some of this. And I've asked for quantum leaps before. I've got them, and then I regretted asking because I'm out. I used to be out in bed for like a few days, 5 days, because I released so much. My 3D body had to catch up, and I'm like, why did I ask for that? Well, I asked. They knew I could handle it. They gave it to me. So yeah, I always say be careful what you ask for, but if you want something big, just ask. They will do it for you if they know you can handle it. Okay, with that being said, we will start the healing. If anyone has any questions, you can just put them in the chat box. And I'm just gonna get the music on here and we'll go from there. Okay. All right, I think we're gonna do, I'm always thinking we should just shuffle, but we'll start from here. Let's see what this one is. Okay, now you might want to drink some water. You can become very thirsty, and I don't know if my tea's cool enough yet. Well, yeah, it is. It's good. I'm just going to drink this quickly, and then we'll begin. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Well, not my screen, my music, so you'll hear the music a bit better. And again, if you don't like the music, just turn it off. You don't have to. I'm sorry. I just drifted off because I'm reading something someone said. I think they sent us a private message here. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? That is a beautiful thing to ask. You can ask for, and actually, just so you know who wrote that, someone asked, can you ask for the emotional pain that comes with all of this releasing to be released? So when we are, I'm going to turn off the music very quickly just to answer that because I think it's a good question. So when we are doing a healing such as this, our guides know what we need. Some people, it is physical pain, it is emotional pain, it is mental pain. It's all of it. Sometimes it's all of it. So healing is a roller coaster. And if there was a way to make healing easier, you can ask your guides to make it easier. Mine was a very emotional roller coaster. I cried, I screamed, I wrote letters to myself, I threw up, I had diarrhea, I didn't sleep. Mine was crazy, actually. Back in the day, I had a lot, and I get it. It's not a nice feeling, and it sucks. And I wish everyone's healing was a lot more lighter, and some people's are. Some people really are. But if you're one of those people who have that roller coaster ride emotionally and stuff, take a deep breath. Ask your guides to give you that support. They will walk you through it. but I found in many times I had to go through it. It was part of that repressed energy that I had, that I never dealt with, stuff that came my way. And then as it started to heal, I had to go through some of it to release it. So we'll definitely ask to help with the emotional pain, help with the traumas we're going through, the mental fatigue of all of this, the fear, the worry, all that. So when we're going through this, sometimes it's uncomfortable, but know you are loved during it. I don't know if there's a way to bypass it, to be quite honest. I don't. I see a lot of people suffering the way I did. And we can try different things. I used to tap. So if you want tapping information, if I was going through something very traumatic, I would tap. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm losing my mind right now. Please help me before I, jump off a cliff. And I used to tap. And so I was a tapper. I used Ho'oponopono. I would take soap baths. I'd go for a run. I'd lay in the grass. I mean, people used to think I was insane probably. And I don't wish what I went through on anyone, but I did get clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. And I don't go through that anymore because a lot of that negativity that had to leave, that's how I had to process it. So, talk to your guides, ask them to be more gentle with you. I asked, and they weren't gentle with me, but I don't think that's for everyone. So if you're one of those people, I'm with you. I get it. If you need to talk, give me a call. I can walk you through it to the best of my ability. Of course, that's just from my experience. We're all very different. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to share my screen and we'll start. Okay. So the healing is all now done. It's almost 10 o'clock. Just allow that energy to do whatever you need. It's still working. It's going to work for 4 or 5 days. So you can just go to bed with the intention to have the best sleep possible as the healing takes place. We're all very different on how we can heal during these times. Sometimes we sleep peacefully, sometimes it's a little more aggravated, but just know there's so much happening in the field. And sometimes it takes a while for it to see it in your physical reality. So when you start to see those slight changes, honor them, celebrate them, acknowledge them, because they'll give you more to see. All right. If anyone has any questions, I'll just monitor the chat box. Other than that, I guess we'll call it a good night. Thank you for joining. All right. Yeah, that was intense. Very intense today. Beautiful. All right, everyone. I'm gonna, happy Canada Day. May you enjoy whatever you're going to do tonight or this weekend. Enjoy it. Stay safe and have fun. And drink lots of water because that healing's gonna work through Canada Day for you. That's tomorrow, right? Yeah, it's tomorrow. All right. So yeah, drink lots of water. All right, everyone. Have a blessed night, and I'll send the recording once it's up on YouTube. And that's about it for now. All right. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. Happy healing.